Good morning, children. Today we'll continue learning about the kinds of plants. You all know that we are learning block 3 kinds of plants. In the month of April and May, many links were sent about this, and you might have enjoyed watching about the different types of plants in those videos also. Just we are revising it now so that it will be easy for you to understand the lesson and complete all the work related to this block. Yes, no, children. So, in the previous class we learnt about the wild plants, domestic plants, and also the different types of plants we find in the different kinds of landforms. As the landform differs as a hill or desert or coastal, same way the plants growing there also differ from, in their features they differ from the other plants which are found in the other landforms. Do you remember that? Yes. So today also we are going to learn about the some other kinds of plants. As I think, on in the water and on the land, everywhere we can find the plants. But now as water is more on the earth, there are so many different varieties of water plants are available on the earth. So today we are going to just have a look at what are the different features of these water plants. As usual, we will start with an activity. Just you think that in your home you are having a tulsi plant in your garden, or in your pot you keep a tulsi plant, or also you have a big small pond like structure you have, and in that you have water lilies. By now you know that they both are, how are they similar, children? A tulsi and water lily which we can grow in the home. As you are going to grow, it is domestic plants, both of them. And how are they same? They are domestic plants, and also both of them have leaves, both of them have stem and all. Yes, some extent both are similar only. Yes, no, children. See, tulsi plant, you can write in your rough book about this. You can draw and you can do the activity. Tulsi plant and lily, water lily plant in water, lily plant, water lily, that is water lily plant. So both are plants, both have leaves, stem. Yes, but to some extent when you look about the differences, tulsi plant cannot grow in water and water lily cannot grow on the land. So some plants will grow on land and some of them grow in water. Yes, like water lily, you know that lotus are there. Many different varieties of plants now we are going to get familiar with. Yes, no, children. So to live in water, if you take tulsi plant, why? If you keep in the water, it may die. Yes, if you remove the water lily and keep it on the ground, it may die. Why that happens? Because they have the features in their body to live comfortably in the, or either on the land or in the water. You remember that mango tree question, why mango tree cannot grow comfortably on the hills? The worksheet you wrote, no? Because it is hilly area, it is having broad leaves like that. Here also, what body features helps the water plants to live in water, and how they are able to survive in the water. That's what we are going to learn. You can add up some more points, whatever comes into your mind about differentiating the land plant. Any one land plant you can take, and also one water plant which you know that you can write, and you can try to find out about the both these plants. Now today's class we will learn about the plants in water. Plants in water is going to be our topic. Plants living in water are called as aquatic plants. Plants on water are called as terrestrial, children. Same way here, plants living in water are called as aquatic. Just now I wrote an example, water lily. Like that, many examples can be written for. As I told you, water plants are more on the earth. Many you can find out. Yes, so how they are able to live in the water? Do they have roots? Yes, they have roots. Do they have stem? Yes, they also will have stem. And do they have the leaves? Yes. Tulsi and water lily we compared. Both have roots, both have stem, both have leaves, no, children? But here how they differ, the roots will be very small. What is the purpose of the root, children, for a plant? Root has to absorb the water from the soil. But as the plants are in the water, they are already in the water, there is plenty of availability of water is there. That is why their roots will be very small. And coming to the stems and leaves, they will have air sacs or air holes, you can see. Air sacs or holes in the stem and the leaves, sometimes only the stem or only the leaves, depending upon the variety of plant. This will help them to live in the water comfortably, to float or to live in the water, so that they become light, no, to live in the water. So basically, what water aquatic plants, as soon as you hear aquatic plant name, how their roots will be small. They also have roots will be small roots. And how about their stem and leaves? Stem and leaves will have the air sacs or air holes. You can see there is a clear picture given in your textbook. In the textbook page number, just you can keep open and you can as soon as I say, you can see the picture, see the children. Lotus plant and air cavities means air sac or that is air holes only. See there, you can see the lotus stem. Why this has these air holes? So that they will be able to float. Even about birds, listen, do you remember birds also have light body to fly? So depending upon same way in the plants also, see how they differ from each other to live in the place where they are. So aquatic plant, generally the roots are small and stem and leaves will have air holes or air packets. You can see these holes will help them to be light and so that they can float easily in the water and they will not become, see, you love swimming, but completely can we be in the water only? Our skin and all, how it will pain when you are, same thing can happen to the water plant. So to avoid, to not to get decay and get spoiled, they will be having some modifications in their body. Yes, no children. Now in the talking about the aquatic plants. Now, or have you ever watched this National Geographic and all? When you watch, they will see, they'll show you how these sea divers and all, they'll go inside the sea, and when they are moving in the sea water, you can see that there are so many different types of plants are under the water. Yes, see, I am using the word under the water. But when we talk about the lotus lily, we can see the flowers above the water. So yes, there are some differences in these aquatic plants also. They are different from land, plants on land. Yes, they are different from the plants living on land. And among themselves also, there are three different types of aquatic plants are there. Some of them are floating plants. Some of them are fixed plants. Some of them are submerged plants. How are they different? Floating. So these floating plants they are able to float in the water. And their root also will float wherever they are. They will be complete plant will be carried away. They can move from one place to another place. But when you talk about the fixed plants, the root will be fixed under the soil. Above the water is there. See, for example, if there is a water body, water is there in your, see, a pond is there. Like this, water is there. So under there will be soil, no children. This is water. It is a pond, you think. So this is water. Under the water, soil is there, no children. So this soil, the root of these fixed plants will be fixed to this. But floating plants, the as shown in the images now, you can see they will be able to float. The roots are very short and they will be able to float. But when you come to the fixed plants, the roots are fixed to the soil and they can move their stem and leaves and flower. But they cannot move from that place to another place. Yes, they can move. Their leaves and flowers will be above. You have seen, no? Lotus or lily. Like this, they will be floating. Their stem will be like that. And also, you know, the leaves also will be seen outside. And they have the leaves with a waxy coated. Droplets of water will be there, like wax coated. This wax coated, why? They will prevent them from getting decayed. All the time as they are in the water, the leaves are not coated with waxy structure is not there, they may get decayed. So that also will help them to live in the water comfortably. And some of the plants, you can see, you cannot see them outside. That is the sea, ocean and all. They will be deep, even in the ponds also, deep inside the water. Completely they are submerged, not only deep, they will be completely submerged in the water. Yes, and they are called as the submerged plant. Why these submerged plants are there? They will be the food for them. When we learnt about the birds and the insects, all we learnt that they will eat some plants also in the water, no, fishes also. So these type of submerged plants will provide food for the animals, like sea animals and the fishes in the water. Yes, children, three types of. Let us have a close study about this floating, fixed and submerged plants. So floating plants. So floating plants, their root is not fixed and they can float from one place to another place. Like for this, please you take your workbook. See, the activity is in your workbook, children. You can take S4. You can see a very beautiful picture given to understand about these three types of plants. Can you see there, children? Can you see the duckweed picture? Small duckweed picture. See how it is. The roots are very short, no, children? And also water hyacinth. So floating, you can write duckweed, pondweed. Many are there like the duckweed and water hyacinth. They can float in the water. You see, from seeing the picture only, you can see they have short roots, and so that their root is not fixed to the soil. Then you see the lotus and lily, children. Lotus and lily, fixed plants. Fixed plants means, you see there, lotus root, how it is getting fixed. Lilies, and one more, cattail is given. Even water lily also. The root is fixed to the under the soil, so that but you see the flower is above and leaf is also above the water. So flowers and leaves we can see above the water, and also the leaves will have the wax coating. See what all they will have, the roots are fixed. Roots are fixed. And leaves have wax coating to prevent them from decaying, to getting spoiled in the water. And also flowers, and they will have the spongy stem. Spongy stem will help them to float, make the flower to float. See, the flower will be floating. Yes. And you can see the hydrilla, children. Hydrilla, you see, it is completely immersed. So that is the submerged plant. To get submerged plant, hydrilla is here. You can write lotus as an example, water lily as an example. Here, submerged plant. Picture you can see hydrilla as the submerged plant. Even pondweed, children. Pondweed, seaweed. All these are examples of submerged plants. They will be under the water. To live under the water, they will have narrow leaves and very short roots, which will help them to live in the water. Narrow leaves and the short roots they'll have to live under the water. If you take the fixed plants, they also will be very light, because they have to, floating plants, see, they have to float, no. So when they have to float, they should be of lightweight. They'll have lightweight. So spongy and light spongy stem they'll have to make them float. Even here, to make the leaves and the stem, the leaves and the flowers to float, they have the spongy stem and wax coated leaves. When we talk about the fixed plants, submerged plants, narrow leaves, very small. You can see that hydrilla picture. Narrow leaves and also short roots will help them to live in the submerged. Get submerged means completely immersed in the water. So how are they helpful? They are helpful. How they help? They will. This is the food for the many fishes and small animals living in the water. So all in the record, completely if you take the balance in nature, each and every living being is important. Yes, no, children. So today's class we had why I am giving a brief introduction already. The videos have been sent to you. So today we had learnt about the water plants, that is aquatic plants. Aquatic plants are of three types: fixed, floating, fixed and submerged. And they have the special features which will help them to live comfortably in the water. And with this, I hope you can complete your S3 and S4. Just will have a look at what is given in your workbook also, so which will help you to complete your worksheets, children. Yes, please take open your S3. Yes, children, take out your workbook and you see S3. There you have two pictures there, lotus and hydrilla. And the first question is, what are the unique means special features of a lotus plant? So you know that lotus plant, they have means you can write lotus plant. Lotus have wax coated leaves and also spongy long stem, which will make the flowers and the leaves to float. That you can write there. Next one, compare the features of a lotus plant with your favorite land plant. That's what I started the class with, the tulsi plant and the water lily. So here you can use that, whatever I said about that. You can write any one of your land plant which is your favorite. It can be tulsi, it can be hibiscus, it can be rose plant, and then you compare with the lotus plant and complete the table 2 on your own. 2 to be done on your own. Third question. What are the features that help a lotus plant to survive better in water? Same only lotus have wax coated leaves, spongy and long stem, which helps the lotus plant to survive in the water. For first and third you can write the same answer. Second one you do on your own. Next you take the S4, that is also very simple. Just now we discussed about the flowers, no children, the different types of the pictures just now we had discussed, no? S4 you see, the first one, they have given you different plants, duckweed, hydrilla, water lily, water hyacinth and cattail. You have to classify them. You write the name and you fixed plant, which is the fixed plant, which is the floating plant, which is the submerged plant. In this, that you can write S4, very simple one. First one, you write first one is fixed plant. Second, you take it as floating plant. Floating you take. Third one you write it as submerged. Now from the picture just you pick and write one. I'll write fixed plant here. See, check whether the root is getting fixed there. Yes, water lily is fixed. And next there have floating, which is floating there. You see duckweed and water hyacinth floating. Hydrilla is submerged. So this you can pick and write on your own. Second question. How is a water hyacinth different from a water lily? See, water hyacinth and water lily, both you compare, children. How are they? Water hyacinth is a floating plant. Water lily is a fixed plant. This you can write very simple on your own. Second one. Third one. What would happen if there were no underwater plants like the hydrilla? How would it affect the ecosystem? Ecosystem means balance in the nature. Already you know some idea about food chain. So if hydrilla is not there, so hydrilla is the, as I told you, it is a food for the some of the animals living in the water. So if they are not getting food, you know that they all will die. When they die, they are the food for some other creatures. They also will die. So this will affect the ecosystem. So what can be written here? What would happen if there are no underwater plants like hydrilla? Underwater fishes and animals will not get their food and they may die. So this will affect the ecosystem. Thus it affects the ecosystem. You can write as such or you can use your own words and complete the S3 and S4, children. Today I'll be sending the notes also. You complete every work by the weekend and be ready for the next classes, children.